Hey there, boys and girls. Today we'll be doing the Demon Matsuri. We need to evoke an Esper, 5 more limit bursts, clear without an ally being KO'd. Kind of go over the roles that we need for doing this. The first one is a provoke tank with lots of hit points and defense. The boss does a dot that checks versus your defense, so you want to make sure that you have some way to mitigate that. We're using Sieghart because he doesn't counter. The next unit that I like to bring is somebody with regen. Nicole's good because he can give you like a lot of MP and a good regen buff. You need a healer that can dual cast the heal and fire. We're going to use Folka for this. And then seriously, I'm taking Sirius. I put a dual cast on him so he can dual cast the enhanced Bar Furaga from his kit. That gives us 100% fire resist buff, and he's going to be dispelling the boss. This is my Elena. Went all out, high attack, high magic, put Demon Killer on. And we're taking Elmsmore. It's been a while since we took Elmsmore as a friend unit. He built us up a really nice Elena for this. You don't really need this extreme of gear. We just want to make sure we kill it deader than dead. Let's give it a go. The boss cannot be broken at all. We're doing a mechanic where we hit the boss with fire. We do it 5 times. That's going to seal the boss. It's going to give us a special ability that we're going to use on the boss, and that's going to cause like a whole lot of damage. That's pretty much the main crux of this strategy. And a lot of these units are going to be doing the same thing over and over and over again. First, we're going to dispel and Bar Furaga. Again, this doesn't apply right now because we don't need the fire resist buff and the boss isn't buff, so we don't need the dispel. I just kind of want to get our units set in place. Nicole is going to give us a regen, and we'll come down here and just pick up some damage resistance. And Folka, our main job is going to be casting fire and a heal. And with our Elenas, I don't really think it matters a whole bunch, but we'll do Aurora Arts to get into that stance, and we'll do Celestial Guidance. Celestial Guidance buffs the ability that we're going to be using, our main damage ability. This buff will eventually fade, and we're still going to be taking out the ads no problem, but I gotta have something to do turn 1, so that's what we're doing. So when you seal the boss with fire, he spawns that little spirit looking boy over there. We kill that 5 times, and that's when we get the power up ability to hit the boss with. So we'll do Speed of Light and Aurora Tempest. That's pretty much all Elena's going to be doing. Send that off. Let's see, with Nicole, we'll do regen and an MP recovery. That's pretty much going to be his job. Make sure we got the boss targeted. We'll send all this off. Just keep an eye on your tank's hit points when you're doing this, because that dot will start ticking, and it does a considerable amount of damage later on in the fight. You want to make sure that he's at max hit points, so the dot will tick and the regen will bring him back up, because the boss does this attack called Hot Stone. It's probably the highest damage thing other than the dot that your tank's going to be dealing with. Alrighty, so we'll reload our Elenas, send them off. It's not all about the damage that you're doing on the boss with this fight, because of the sealing mechanic that we're gonna be using. Any damage you get is just an extra. I think the actual ability does 50% of the boss's hit points. Could be wrong there. It hits pretty hard. So we got 1 limit burst of Sieghart. Pretty much with him, we're going to be getting those limit bursts out of the way. So he took like a little bit more damage that turn. Took a couple hot stones to the face. Kane. He's still within range of Folka's Kiraga. I think she heals for about 14k with, how she's set right now for us. Oh, he didn't have his limit burst that time. Whenever you're doing like multiple clears on this, and you've got the limit burst and whatnot out of the way, I would just have your tank defend every turn. Alright. Throw these ads off one more time. We got our limit burst now. I always like to make sure I do the limit burst after the chains go off, that way I don't break the chains. Like I said, if you're running a little bit tighter on the damage with your Elenas, you want to make sure that the chains go through. I also feel like the ads get a little bit stronger the later on in the fight. Like they have more hit points, it seems like to me. Alright, we'll chain. I might be crazy about the ads, I don't know. Oh, cool, we'll just repeat. I think that's our third limit burst. We need to summon an Esper too, I can't forget that. So up top, we should get an emote saying the seal is broken. That tells us that we have the power-up ability that we're going to hit the boss with. Alright, we'll just chain kill these ads real quick. And remember too, if you're not strong enough to clear these ads out with Elena like this, the repercussions of that's pretty severe. You'll probably need to pick up a magic tank in that event. With this setup, we're not using magic tank, we're just clearing them off every single turn like that. I'll link Senzar's clear. He used Cersei on his, and I think he used the magic tank, so you guys could see how to do it in that respect. So we use the mechanic on the boss, get all of our buffs and our heals and whatnots back up. The boss should just break this turn. He shouldn't really do anything, but this ventilation, that's a counterattack to having that done to him. And this is pretty much a free turn with Elena, so we'll just do a water imbue and we'll do celestial guidance again. We kind of want to make sure our Elena's, damage stays up. Like I said, it seems like the ads get stronger, so we'll try to maintain that water imbue the best we can. We'll do a limit burst. Let's repeat. I think this team would be okay, but we'll do the water imbue anyways, because the ads are 100% weak to water, so that'll definitely make sure Elena takes them out. This is why we have the fire resist buff. I know it was kind of redundant to do it earlier in the fight, but why fiddle around with Sarius? How many turns that water imbue last? Oh, 4 turns. Long time. That's good. Alrighty. We'll do speed of light. Get our chains back up. Then that off. Get our limit burst ready. I think that's 5. Probably more than 5, don't know. I don't have anything to write it down with. See how the dot hits a lot harder later on in the fight? That's why I didn't particularly care for dodge. Because if he does like a couple hot stones, like you're going to be in some bad shape. Chain again. I think this turn we'll go ahead and get that Esper out of the way so I don't forget. I also think this is probably the most enemies I've seen on a screen in a Final Fantasy Brave Exvius fight. There's a bunch of little dick pickles out there. Alright, let's check our water imbue, make sure we still got it. Yeah, we got 2 turns of that. Send this off. Awesome. We're using our limit burst for good show. I think we'll go start defending Sieghart. He's starting to take like a whole lot of damage from that dot now. There's a hot stone. See, it hits for 7k now. Alright. Should have 1 turn of water imbue. Yep, we got 1 more turn. Send this off. I think we're good with Sieghart. He's done a splendid job of using limit burst every turn. Repeat all that. This should be the break turn for the boss, not mistaken. The seal is broken, that's great. Alright, we'll use a couple more limit bursts, make sure we got all that out of the way. Sieghart is going to use Sealing Talisman, that's what's going to eventually kill the boss. Let's go ahead and chain. Get these ads out of the way. Good deal. Use Sealing Talisman. Now keep in mind there's going to be a ventilation that's going to hit Sieghart. I think it's easier for the tank to do it because he's already got a lot of hit points. Repeat here. He should counterattack the tank, and that should be that. Got 5100. There you go. Dick Pickle all missions. Well, I assume I did 5 limit bursts. I've already cleared this a few times with some different teams while I was at work, like, you know, just trying to beat my 25 different unit clears in. So all in all, it's pretty simple. Ideally, make sure your friends got lots of Demon Killer equipped. Make sure they have a high attack and magic. I have had some friend units on this that that didn't kill all the ads for me. So this is kind of a friend strategy. I didn't really think too hard on like making Elena like max damage for this. I just kind of took some more of my more powerful friends and got it done that way. I certainly appreciate Elmsmore for setting the friend unit for us. He's a wonderful dude. He's really active in our Discord. I really appreciate him. He's been with us a long time. I hope you guys liked the video. I want to try to get a Tsuko clear worked up. Try to change the comp up a little bit and get that out of the way. So if you guys are using Elena, here's how I did it. Let me know in the comments if you guys did something a little bit different than I did. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. Good luck.